Hello everybody, welcome back to another Striker Dragoon deck profile. I know it's been 2 months. I've just not really done anything. A couple of events did happen since then, but nothing too major good regarding the team, so there wasn't really anything to do yet. But this was a pretty big event, case tournament on the 19th of December, so I thought it was time to make another video. I can do it more often, but it's just not many things happen. I don't do it every single time, but there are moments when I do. But without going into too much detail, Striker Dragoon, going first with Floodgates, perfect combo. Few decks can out Striker if you play Floodgates, so throw Dragoon in there, and it just works well. But we'll get into the deck profile. I don't remember what deck I actually played, but I also did get 5th place for Yu-Gi-Oh! Day. And so I got the token. I don't remember what deck I played, funny enough. All these days are just melting into one. But we'll go into deck profile right now. So starting off, we have 3 Ray, which is standard, no need to explain. We have 3 Skullmeister, very prominent in all the matches you can go against now. Against Dino, if you're scared of like the token, you just hit Misc Summon. Virtual World, it does hit Dryton if activating Grave, so that is something. Generally, overall good card, was severely overlooked until recently, because now Virtual World's a thing, so now you need to hit the Grave more often, so now it'll pop back up. 3 Ash Blossom, which is very typical, no need explanation for this. 2 Rose, this is just there if you need to draw into her, or if you need some Grave Recursion, or if you need something. A good combo out basic Dragoon boards, if you already negated the first Dragoon, like the hit that you made him waste the negate, Hayate attack into Verte, Rose goes to Grave, beats over Verte, Rose come back, negate Dragoon, and then just start doing link plays. So like, add back Afterburners or whatever and pop it or something. So there's a spicy tech with her, and she's pretty good if you use her right, but she's very technical, unless you just open her normal summon. If she doesn't get popped on a normal summon, broken. Red Eyes and Black Dragon for Dark Magician because of Dragoon. 3 Widow Anchor, which is a mandatory staple of 3 now at this point. 3 Book of Moon, pretty good. It never once did not help me. I Book of Moon UCT, a Dalka because I needed my things to go off. When they do like their Croco Dragon and then they're about to go into it, Book of Moon the Croco, or Book of Moon their Virtual World, so it's harder for them. It's a pretty good card. I actually think it's really broken in this format. Double Shark Cannon, you can up it up to 3, but I just play 2 simply because I don't need that often. It has a lot of recursion, and the banishing effect did save me once or twice because it lets me make Verte, but overall, it's a pretty impactful card. I like it, with Dryton being the new meta, but Dryton is pretty easily stopped if you just like main deck troll, which is what I'm going to do on my next list. I'm doing the exact same list that I won with the case tournament, so nothing has changed. I haven't even touched this deck actually since the case tournament. But double Shark Cannon, double Area 0. A good thing about Area 0, just activate it even if you don't need it. It makes them double think about Lightning Storm because they don't want to give you advantage. Odds are they will do it, but there was one time I was talking to an opponent, he did not activate it because I only had 1 face down card in Area 0. He didn't want to give me that advantage, but that face down card was Takobo, so the Dino player couldn't out it. But these are really good because they also send away the token, so just big brain basically. 2 Avarice, not much to be said. We are playing hand traps like Ash and Meister. You're gonna get stuff into Grave because of your extra deck. It's a really good card. I don't play Desires. I don't think Desires is especially good in this variant. I don't think it's that good overall in Striker. There's just been too many times where I banished like all my Rays one time, and I just really could not play the game. So it's good, but I really don't like it. If they Ash this, nothing bad. If they Ash your Desires, okay, well, if they have it, they have it. But I think Avarice is much better than Desires. For 1-ofs, Rhoda, Terraforming, Multi-Roll, Jamming Waves, Afterburners, and Hornet Drones. Nothing much to be said about this. Even though the format is getting pretty back heavy now, you can cycle these. So as long as you're doing it right, you should always be able to pop them back unless they got like Necro Valley on the field. That's a different situation, but then you have the side deck. So overall, that's it, except for one last Red Ice Fusion. Not 3 anymore. It's really not that needed that much. You can turbo it out. I'm considering putting Eco Boosters in here to make Verte unaffected by card effects, so it will resolve dumping Red Ice Fusion. But just one for right now. You can play with it, and it's really nice. You can up it if you really want to see Dragoon that badly, but I found out that with the floodgates that we play, it's really easier to grind that way, and Dragoon is just there like as a bonus. We have 3 Crackdown for when you need to take something. If you're scared of Dragoon, take their Verte, take something, take anything of theirs. They're about to attack with UCT, Battle Phase, Crackdown. That's made me win a game one time. 3 Summon Limit makes 95% of decks just pass turn. The second summon, flip it up, they lose. Virtual World can play past this, but they need a really good pilot. They'd have to banish 2 and then get Chuchi and then pop it. But that's not the only floodgate we play, because we also play Chocobo. So overall, we're pretty fine. Chocobo is like no need to explain. It's been a striker staple for a long time. We will also be playing 2 Impermanents and 2 Curse Seal. So Curse Seal is pretty broken. Basically, play a spell, you pitch a spell, negate the spell, and they can't play that spell for the rest of the turn. So hit Nadir Servant, hit like Dryton, the ritual spell one, they will literally just lose. They don't have an out for it because it's a counter drop. If you have your Dragoon out and you're scared of droplets, having this set with an extra spell in hand, or even just that spell in hand, can negate the droplet. Now they can't play droplets for the rest of the turn, and they can't chain droplet because it's a counter trap. 2 Impermanents because the deck count is actually 45. I wanted to make it 40, but I couldn't. But the reason why it's 45 is because of 3 Crackdown, 2 Impermanents. I couldn't figure out what to change, but it's not a big thing. 5 extra cards in this kind of build does not hinder you in a way that will kill you. So it's actually not bad in any way. Extra deck wise, we have the basic 3. We got Shizuku, Kagari, and Hayate all at 3. We have a Kaina and a Zeke at 1, because that's the generic build. Nothing fancy with that. We have Ningirsu and access code for blowout and to out other things that are really hard to be outed, as well as the fact that it's nice having generic things in your extra deck. I've taken a BLS from my opponent and then made access code. And because access code gains 3k and then start banishing extra things in my grave, it was GG. Verte and Dragoon. Basic, just because of what we're playing. Side deck wise was 3 Droll, 3 Lancia, 3 Turtle, 2 Retaliating Seed just in case I went against Dryton. I never did, so this was just sitting there, but it's still a really good card. 3 Twin Twisters and 1 Heavy Storm Harpy Storm Duster. So this hits Dinos and Invoke variants. It's really good. This hits DogLich, Invoke variants, some Dryton builds, I believe. So it's not bad either. Hits problematic boss monsters just in case we saw any, like Dragoon. This was for Dryton and maybe some other mixes, kind of like Invoked, so they couldn't really Makaba you because Makaba needs to hit needs to send a grave. This says no. Back row removal, and that is generally it. There's not much to say about this. Thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna put in the comments or description what matchups I went against, and hopefully you guys can take it from there. If you have any questions, comment, I'll answer them. Thank you so much for still watching. Like, subscribe, and make sure to comment. And I'll get another video out soon. But follow me for more Yu-Gi-Oh content. Have a good night.